Okay, so I think I have a plan this time. I've also changed around some weapons, a few of the deployments. I'm also not going to be an idiot and put all my healers on one side like I did last time. I have no idea why I did that. I'm also bringing Fuga here just because I think he kind of really should be here. You know, he's going up against the reanimated corpse of his best friend after all. And yeah, I'm kind of compensating by having one side has 2 healers, the other side has 1 but has Azura. However, that's hopefully going to change once we actually start this.
Come to me.
Yes, yes, we will hopefully actually reach you this time. Yeah, I look forward to seeing it too, because, let's hope I don't get as destroyed this time. So, plan here. Remember how I said in the opening cutscene how, splitting up is a really, really dumb idea? I did not practice what I preached, so I think this time we are not going to split up. Even if it means the map takes longer, my plan here is to attack the central area with 2 teams at the same time, and have the whole team stick together from then on. Hopefully this works. But yeah, we'll have to see. Also, hopefully everyone can actually fit in these, I was gonna call them trams from this point. They pretty much are. Is that inside? I think it is inside the tram. Actually very fancy looking trams as well. And we are definitely seeing its, the influences of this place. Did he just get that twice in one turn? Don't think so. I think it only works once. But anyway, we're also going to stay as far towards the back of this one as we can, because I want to really avoid provoking those enemies. Because if any one enemy gets in the front door of one of these, the thing will stop moving. So, let's just check. Okay, no one can make it in. That is good. Ah, and this one didn't move because Azura was in the door, so I might actually have to wait a bit before I begin my attack. Actually, that's kind of bad, because the moment this one hits there... Actually, wait, no, this will mean that we actually hit the center at both at the same time, so let's hope that this works. Please don't run into the center. Okay, good, there we go. Okay, now, enemies are definitely going to get into that tram. But hopefully, if we rush both of these at the same time, we shouldn't have too much problems. Like I said, hopefully. Now, the problem is it's a bit harder to actually get places from here. And Kamui kinda died badly last time I was in this position. That there is the... You do have Duelist Blow, don't you? Maybe we should concentrate on this area first. Because it's these silver weapon ninjas that are extremely annoying. The samurai actually aren't that big a threat on... Well, actually, some of them kind of are, but... yeah, in general, all the enemies here are actually kind of a threat, except for you. Which is why I brought Hinoko here. Oh, by the way, I dropped Shigure for Fuga. Let's hope that was an okay decision. I felt like having 2 Pegasus Knights was a little bit of redundancy, but let's see. So yeah, 30 magic plus Rabbit Spirit normally equals a ton of damage, but Hinoko, thankfully, has absolutely absurd resistance. But I still do not like ninjas at all. They are extremely bad, and I really wish I had Shuriken Breaker here, but I just don't have anyone who can get that, because it's on a pretty awkward class, all things considered. I don't know why, I just don't actually find myself really using many Bow Knights in this game. Okay, that's not great. And you have even worse resistance than Leo for some reason. But yeah, ironically she's got better, and she does kill this thing. And I do have Forrest, but does Forrest get absolutely mauled by the ninjas? Yes, he does. Okay, Xander can't exactly one-shot you. Can Siggy one-shot you? Not quite. However, Xander is pretty effective against both the ninjas. It's just that guy that I kind of worry about, because once he's gone, Xander has basically free reign here, but until then... yeah, not exactly the best. See, not even Ryoma doubles these samurai. What is up with this gigantic stat spike here? Yeah, that's with her. Being next to his waifu doesn't seem to improve him all that much, in all honesty. You know, maybe I should have given Sigbert some stronger weapons, because the sword catcher is going to really do a number on those samurai, though, but until then... It's just the question of how much can I afford to expose Sakura and Leo to. Because, ironically, Sakura is quite tanky against those ninjas. Which is kind of funny, but yeah. So that's the problem. You take a ton of damage, and you take an even bigger ton of damage. Wait a minute. Does anyone here have... Well, why would anyone here have rally strength? That's a stupid idea. So my initial plan here is, if he crits, great. If he doesn't, Sakura finishes him off. But then that just leaves healing. Because you don't exactly have a, that's only one range. And you can't even go in there without being horribly mauled by ninjas, so... Oh, and both ninjas have perfect coverage of that room. Excellent. See, Xander would do an excellent job of tanking those ninjas were it not for that stupid... this guy here. Although, if he takes no damage from... The problem is they've got Silver Shuriken, which is a massive, massive defensive debuff. So the other one suddenly starts doing a lot more damage to him, and then things get really, really bad. Don't really want to have to go for the critical here, but I kind of feel like I have to.
Everything's okay.
It's probably not going to critical. No, it did not. And that makes things a lot more complicated. Wait a second. So you... Okay, that's with the horse spirit, but you still hilariously have, better speed than Ryoma when paired up with Leo with the horse spirit. That's kind of funny. Huh. Do I hit you? Yeah, you know what? I have to hit you, because otherwise Sigbert's guaranteed to die.
I'll do what no one else can.
Yes, let's hope we can do what no one else can. Mudsdale! I don't know, a lot of people keep saying that I must like Mudsdale from that, but it's... I don't particularly have any strong feelings towards Mudsdale at all. I just, find the spirit looks kind of similar. Those stupid ninjas. But I don't like the idea of him getting completely annihilated. Unless... yeah, let's go ahead and, even though that rally resistance is not going to do much at all. I just had an idea. I brought the sword catcher for Shiro in case of, well, you can probably tell. But, I just had an idea. If he goes here, equips that, don't exactly want Fuga to be exposed to too much, though his defense is very, very good. But here is what I wanted to do. Give Sword Catcher and not one-shot you, but still do quite a lot of damage. I wonder if it's actually better to use that. Probably, although that reduces it down to 1 damage, so might as well go for this.
I'll protect you.
But is he going to need that protection or not? Actually, that was more like a hat catcher with what it just did. That rally strength may be a little too late. Oh yeah, with that pair up. The problem is though, I kind of want to get Takumi to take out one of those ninjas without exposing Azura to horrible, horrible death. If I go over here, switch over to Kiragi, who has movement 8. I can probably get Takumi to one of the ninjas. Takumi's not going to be able to double them, though, is the problem. 41 might. Yeah, no, that is not going to kill them anyway, unless he crits, which would be kind of amazing, but I don't want to count on that. Although, wait, Inspiring Song, how much does that boost? +3. That is definitely not going to be enough. Might be enough for Kiragi, though. I've got to make sure to switch over to Kiragi, then do this. I just do not want Azura to have to suffer horrible, horrible death. But overall, I think this is a better strategy than actually splitting up the team. That's bad. That's really bad. Huh, that's actually not bad damage, though. Yeah, so no killing you unless it's a crit. Admittedly, that is the same for Kiragi here. But the thing with Kiragi is that... Actually, he gets attacked by that guy too. The thing with Kiragi, though, is that he gets 2 shots at a critical with roughly the same chance that Takumi has. Whereas Takumi gets only 1 shot at a critical with, like I said, pretty much the same chance. So, all in all, I think this is actually better.
No mercy.
Please show no mercy, Kiragi.
Here goes.
Thank you! For some reason I thought I was going to say, here's Kiragi for a second there, but no. Okay, that makes me breathe much, much easier, even though Kiragi may die horribly. Because Forrest is now actually safe here as long as he doesn't do anything really stupid like doing that. Do you have any? Yes, you do. Okay, then. Let's swap that over for Mend. And I actually can heal Sigbert now. And this will get cousin supports up between them, hopefully. And speaking of hopefully no one dies here. Okay, you are going for Forest, which is probably an alright thing. Because at least you're not going for someone else, and like, the defense debuff is not going to be all that significant because I plan to keep Forrest out of any further action here. Okay, so Kiragi needs to get a little bit lucky here, but considering Kiragi tends to specialize in luck, really. That much of a hit rate with a weapon parameter advantage is quite impressive. Then again, Master of Arms generally don't have the best stats as enemies. As playable characters, though, Fuga's stats are pretty decent, but, well, that is until he starts leveling up. Oh, Venge.
My bow is yours.
How does he have that much? Yeah, he's gone. Oh, well. He did do... well, I mean, Forrest would have died if it weren't for that, and Forrest is a healer, so I guess he's... Like I think I may have said quite a few times, I never intentionally sacrifice anyone while playing on casual. It's only really a convenience issue because I can't restart these chapters. And restarting is normally how I play Fire Emblem games. Uh-oh. Oh, that's really, really bad. Oh, wait, it's just a magic user. Yeah, Elise can take on you no problem. Hopefully she won't need to, though. And hopefully Azura can go into a place where she can't get exploded. I wonder if I should pair these two up or not. I can try and have them go to opposite corners. Pairing them up could end badly for me later on. Maybe I should have them just please don't. Thank you. Okay. Now, hopefully nothing runs... Oh, boy, they can actually go into the entrance. That's kind of bad. Don't know if the enemies intentionally try and do that to trap you in the rooms or not, but I wouldn't put it past them. Now I think this is just a case of mopping up the stragglers, which does not mean doing that, because that is not the most reliable way to clear out a ninja.
We have got this.
Yes, yeah, we have.
For the glory of Nor!
Yeah, you do realize that's going to make Sumeragi angrier at you by saying that, right? Now, let's just get rid of you.
Oh, that's it!
And completely unnecessary critical, because why not?
Not my fault you're weak.
Fujin Yumi and Siegfried, two of... I think they're probably the two most broken legendary weapons in this game. Oh wait, and then there's Raijin Torb, which is equally broken. Now, it's probably best to attack you from a distance. Or use a sword catcher, although I can't one-shot with a sword catcher. This might be the time, a good time for me to swap that back. That is not bad. And I think I feel confident that I can get rid of both of the other enemies this turn. So yeah, let's do this. Have some pretty ice. Because apparently being frozen is fashionable, according to Forrest. And yeah, now I can definitely clear out these guys. I wouldn't say quickly, but in the space of this turn. Not Sigbert. I am now mixing them up because, yeah. Apparently being BFFs makes you the same person.
Come on. Any last words?
Well, considering that Valite soldiers don't say anything.
No match for me.
And yes, technically Shiro is amazing. Technically, Fuga needed the experience more, but I've heard his growths are terrible, so I'm gonna kind of hold off on getting him level ups if I can help it. I just realized Kamui could be turning into a Swordmaster just in time to face with one of his dads. Yes, this is dad number 2. Dad number 1 is... So, yeah, there's a thing in Fire Emblem games that most main lords tend to lose their father before the end of the game. Corrin has it pretty, interestingly, because, well, so far they've lost 2 dads over the course of the story. Garen is already dead, and Sumeragi got killed by already dead Garen. And if I'm right about who their real dad is, they're going to lose them too. So, yeah, they're going to have the dubious honor of losing 3 dads over the course of the game. Please don't go in them. Thank you. And yes, Roy is still the only Fire Emblem protagonist whose father is still alive by the end of the game. Now, anybody need healing? Apart from, unfortunately, Kiragi, but... Kiragi still did a fairly decent job for what it was worth. Now here comes the tricky part. This middle area is by far the easiest to clear out, and the top and bottom are going to spawn reinforcements. So, yeah, we also have all of these ninjas. Also, I'm not sure how many people we can fit in these trams. We can technically fit 6. So with pair-ups, that's 12. Though that is still quite a lot of characters, but I will need to get some pair-ups going. Ironically, that means that I have to pair these two up. Well, I wouldn't say ironically, but yeah. So this is going to be kind of interesting. Oh, then there's Azura. Whoops. So Azura doesn't have a pair-up partner at this point. And I have to wait another turn for these. Oh, okay, actually, if I hope not having Azura there doesn't come back to bite me, but I can have her activate the Dragon Vein. Oh, that is actually just enough people to fit everyone on one of the trams. I was about to say I wish there was a way to skip that movement, and then I was like, oh wait, I can just skip the enemy phase, that'll work. Hopefully it will, actually. But anyway... let the shackles be released! That was probably a terrible impression, but yeah. Well, that was as far as I got last time, so let's hope that I impress Sumeragi a bit more this time. Here's the problem, though. We have a bazillion ninjas here. And also we have you, who started to move. The truck have started to move, saith the bad Metal Gear Solid translation. Actually, Shiro should have been further up. Okay, now here's the terrifying bit. The gigantic swarm of death ninjas. Plus the surprisingly powerful... well, actually not surprisingly, they've got 31 strength, but the also quite powerful Spearmasters. And the obviously incoming reinforcements at the same time. Oh no. You have no pair-up bonus to speed. In fact, all of your pair-up... actually, that resistance pair-up bonus is not terrible, all things considered. Well, that's okay. That cuts you down to half, and I think he's pretty great against everything else in this area. It's just the problem is, one, the debuffs, two, the inevitable mage swarm that's going to happen. Please critical or Astra. I find it that he's just not... I've said it earlier, but I don't see Astra activating all that much in this game, which is kind of weird, because its activation rate is the same as Awakening, yet I saw it activate all the time in Awakening. But then, like I've also said, in Awakening, the skill cap in general was much, much higher than it was in this game, so... you get two-shotted by those Spearmasters, that's not good. Meanwhile, Sakura two shots them, but with very unreliable accuracy. Oh yeah, this is the problem about Lancers having weapon triangle advantage on magic in this game. Meanwhile, I've got weapon triangle disadvantage on this, and it's still not actually doing much for them. Yeah, that's not great, but... maybe I should just try and weaken them. And get some guard points. I just realised that his magical damage for that Levin Sword is going to drop drastically once he reclasses to Swordmaster. And he won't be able to Astra with it either, which is also fairly bad. Now, how far can Takumi the Broken One go? Well, his existence has already gone too far into the realms of non-game balance, but I still find Takumi kind of fun. But that's beside the point. Okay, that is not a good place for Hinoka to be in. Okay, at first I kept thinking they have passed, but no, there's an enemy there. I could go for a weakening shot on you. Or just completely destroy you. or attempt to completely destroy you. So I do that. Yeah, see, these guys aren't actually going to be blocked off because of that guy. Don't know if I'll be able to take that thing out yet. That is at least a very decent chance of getting rid of this. Well, that's also a very decent chance of getting rid of this thing. And ironically, she has better defense than Leo does, so I kind of have to go with this.
What are you waiting for?
Waiting for the ability to not die to the next barrage of Spearmasters that comes.
Done.
And you are okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, more speed is good. I forgot that Sakura had this much speed, actually. Okay, so technically only one enemy... Well, actually, no, you can attack, because you can go right around. How much are you taking from this silver? Ooh, yes, that's still quite a lot. I almost feel like she's actually best served being here. And just picking off some stragglers. How far can you... You can actually go quite far. Yeah, and this way I don't think any of the other Spearmasters will be able to get her. One less ninja in this world that is not on our side, because ninjas are awesome when they're on our side, but one less ninja in the world in this case is always a good thing. You know what's not a good thing, though? You! That is a good thing, but then a bazillion of these guys will be able to smack Elise in the face, which is not good. And you know what's also not good? Okay, this, I think I can fix this. Except, yeah, you've now been damaged, so Xander is not that great against you. However, I also have Siegbert, who is equally not that great against you, because that was kind of dumb. Maybe I should have gone with that first. Probably should have, now that I think about it. I just realized I haven't actually been making much use of Siegbert's personal skill. Now, I don't want to go into the convoy, because if I pull something out of the convoy, my turn is going to end, so... Got to be careful of that, but I want to see if there's anything that I can trade over to... That is C ranks. What's your axe rank? D. Nope, no killer axe. I need some kind of... Alright, that's a club, isn't it, though? The Lance Killing Club. And Xander getting doubled ends badly for everyone. Is it a B, though? I don't know if there are any spare silver lances in the convoy, though. Essentially, I need to one-shot this guy, otherwise I'm getting... Okay. Right, let me check. I do have a silver sword. Do I have a silver... I do have a silver lance, too. Now... I guess I could take that. Please be enough. Wow, it's definitely enough. So he is going to be debuffing himself massively for this, but I am actually quite glad. Not about the debuff, but glad that I have a silver lance in the convoy. Should probably give him that silver sword as well. Make use of the dual B ranks that he's got. And you can't use that, so that's something that you can't make use of. Meanwhile, Azura will just wait for her next tram.
Don't worry.
Okay. Better hold out. Whoa, okay, that was amazing. Then, of course, it was too much to ask to get 2 ridiculous amounts of block in a row.
Shout.
And thank you for not having Poison Strike. If all of these guys had Poison Strike, this would be unbearable. And thank you for no inevitable end, because otherwise, yeah, so already you're doing 6 times 2, which is very, very bad. And thank you for a full guard gauge, especially since that has a 6% critical rate, which is terrifying.
Just in the nick of time. You're not hurt, are you?
Well, not thanks to you. Unfortunately, that forces him to debuff himself quite a bit with that.
Do not be afraid.
Oh, I don't like that. Really?! I knew it!
Oh, could this happen?
Exactly, Kamui. And are those reinforcements blocked or not? They're probably not. Huh, okay, nothing actually spawned, so maybe they are blocked. Anyway, that was really, really bad, because I kind of rely on Kamui for a lot of things in this game. You, though... Yeah, I need to get rid of you. They are easily the biggest threat here, though the ninjas are no slouch either. I can finish that guy off. But I quite like... You know what, let's finish that guy off.
Hey! Don't forget about me!
Allow me.
I could have used that earlier, Takumi. That would have meant, Sigbert didn't have a full guard gauge when... Anyway. Then there's you. Also, yeah, Hinoka's one of the few people who can reliably double ninjas, which is crazy. Killer Act is alright, but... I know it must be that Spear Masters get some kind of a crit bonus, but still...
I will fight as well.
I have not been, like, I have had very bad experience with Spear Masters just getting random criticals on me all the time in this game. 3% though, you really had to give 3%. May as well go for the double 60% here.
I'm ready.
And, well, 1 hit.
Excellent.
Which may have been the worst outcome, because that doesn't grant you a full guard meter. But 3%, really? Like, yes, it kind of makes sense for ninjas to have more speed than Falcon Knights, but it's still kind of funny to see Falcon Knights getting much more easily doubled. No one here has a Beast Killer or anything of the like. I really, really, really don't like these ninjas, and really, really, really want them to die painfully. And among other things that I would very much like to die painfully. You are up there, but I don't think I can get you to die painfully this turn. About to say that I kind of feel like it would be best to go for the ninjas, but
I see
that accuracy, I'm not really feeling that accuracy.
I see.
Pretty much standard for Xander at this point. Yeah, Ryoma actually pretty reliably takes that thing out. Same cannot be said of that guy, though, who's probably the more dangerous one. Actually, definitely the more dangerous one. 46 might! Yeah, definitely the more dangerous one. If I can... The problem here, though, is that, yeah... If I take that out, have Ryoma blast that one, though. Then there's still quite a few enemies that Hinoka would be kind of likely to die. And she gets defense debuffed if that hits her. But I really, really, really want that guy to go, because 46 attack power is just way too scary to have to deal with. So he doesn't double those ninjas. Kinda have to take a few risks here. Of course, if Kamui didn't get himself killed to a 3% critical before, this would have been a lot more manageable.
It'll all be okay.
This is it for
Could
you.
have really used that on the first attack, just saying.
As it should be.
Okay, both of those have to hit, but it's a price I'm willing to pay. Please die!
You die! No!
You echo my sentiments exactly, Roma.
We're done here.
Now that should... Okay, and both of you are blocked from... Well, actually, Hinoko can still get hit by two things, but she guards one of them, so... Unless, like, one of them just suddenly decides to do 21 damage to her, which... She has been debuffed. It's a possibility, actually, but... Meanwhile, come back, Tram, please. Okay, that's not 21. Perfect. And yes, she guards the other one, so, yeah.
Here to help.
Here to help. Because that word needed emphasis for some reason. Also, your stupidity needs emphasis. You're not even going to debuff him. And of course, stupidity pays off because I have terrible luck. Where are those mages? Why did they suddenly spawn last time? I'm actually a little suspicious. Maybe I have blocked them. You're not supposed to be able to block reinforcements in this game, which makes that a bit weird. Okay, Siggy doesn't actually finish you off. My other healers... I really think I should heal Hinoko, so... Before I forget about that... Let's just go ahead and do this.
I need to get stronger.
Well, you're already pretty strong. Why aren't you doubling with a Boros Spear? Okay, that makes follow-up attacks more difficult, apparently. I didn't actually notice that before, for some reason. Alternatively, nope, bad idea. Let's at least go for this.
Expect my best. You're not ready.
There we go! Even though I didn't actually want you to kill him. Because I wanted Sigbert to get the finishing blow, so because he's not level 13 yet. However, I could try for a tag team of... Okay, so Sigbert would need to do 22 damage to do that. Which he does much, much more than. So that's pretty much fine, unless you Astra or something like that. And that semi-negates the guard Naginata. Oh, and your speed has been dropped. Which makes this all the more amusing for me. Because now this happens. Yeah! Except I can't double you, which is a bit annoying. I kind of have to use the Javelin here because I don't want to debuff my stats anymore with that Silver Lance. I do like how they gave drawbacks to the more powerful weapons overall.
I'm sorry.
And that would be level 13. No strength, unfortunately. Now you're there, and you won't be there for much longer. And this is going to invalidate Takumi's competitive for a little while, but...
I hate to do this.
Hopefully he'll get it back soon. Stop lying, you love doing this.
See? I win.
Why did Kamui have to die to a 3% critical? That was just... See, that is pretty much the only reason why I decided to do it on casual if I was playing blind, because, yeah. Otherwise, there would be lots of resetting due to that kind of thing happening. I kept thinking that Fuka could activate Dragon's Veins, but yeah, he can't. No, I'm not going to keep the tram there, because I want Azura to get over here. Alternatively, I could just get the tram back. There are only a few enemies left here, and really there's not much point staying here much longer. Unless some more things appear. Yep, there we go, right on, well, not exactly right on schedule, because I expected them much earlier, but almost right on schedule. Well, right on... Yeah, I'm kind of confused now, but they're all, regardless, they're all dead, basically. There is no other way to put it, they're all dead. I wish I had rally strength. We just were a little bit off there. But yeah, like I said, they are all dead now. Alright, the exclamation mark was not for Forest, it was for the other one. 17 speed. Wow, that's not good. No, there is no way I'm rallying speed, Xander, to get him to W. Huh, at least doesn't actually one-shot you. That's actually pretty surprising, all things considered. But at least does one-shot you, which is even more surprising.
Keep it together.
Speaking of bow thunder, I
Not bad.
recently got the upgraded Link attack, the linked L Thunder on Itsuki in Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and it looks really, really cool. I also like Bat Chorus. Bat Chorus is a pretty awesome looking attack. It's also quite useful, but I think there was exactly one case where activating one of those kind of screwed me over. It was weird how it happened, but... Oh yeah, that was it. It was in the, oh yeah, there's a, let's just say, really? Yeah, let's just say really, no. Let's just say there's a battle in one of the chapters, a scripted battle, where you have to kill all the enemies at the same time, otherwise they all revive. And, yeah, he kind of, oh, now you're doubling, okay. Thanks to that, hey, there is a way to make Xander double things. Yeah, thanks to that speed. Speed
No mercy.
Yeah, I was like, why is he doing that pose when he's not going to finish him? And then I was like, oh yeah, critical. But like I said, yeah, unless you take out all of the enemies in one go, they all revive themselves, and yeah, I was counting on Itsuki to just weaken one of them so that I could use a spread attack to finish them off, and then he activated Bat Chorus, and then that was actually the one and only time that was not actually a good thing for me. I absolutely love those. Quite rare in this game, at times when you have 0 hit rate on enemies. Speaking of growth rates, let's see them! Nah. Could be worse, in all honesty. Now, I'm not sure whether activating the vein here causes changes in the enemy's AI behavior or not.
Victory.
Keep hearing Setsuna's victory, victory line. And I may as well have Leo in the lead just to get back faster. Let the shackles be released again!
Yes.
Yes, Leo has grown so much. Leo, who probably had no idea who he was and was an enemy of you. It's actually kind of... I know that I have lost 2 characters, but this chapter hasn't actually been that bad with not splitting up. No, you don't have like a javelin or anything. You have a javelin, but you're a little over-leveled. You know, I kind of don't want to do this, but, Do you get double? Not quite. Would kind of like a rally defense or something, though. Not only, yeah, you're only in range of the Tiger Spirits, although... Oh, actually, no, his resistance is ridiculous. I take that back. And I can make it even better by doing this. Yeah, now, effectively, almost all magic is useless against him. But not really at this point in the game. There are some pretty powerful magic enemies. This, I didn't really think much of this map theme at first, but it has actually grown on me. It does really fit the atmosphere of being inside Valor Castle. Didn't really fit a lot of the outside locations, but, speaking of which, you stand in the door just to hold the tram for us. I think Xander will pick off the stragglers here. You can just go back. Ah, Kamui was so close to being able to reclass the Swordmaster, but then, yeah, 3% critical. That was not speed. Apparently Forest's base speed growth is actually one of the lowest of the second gen, so I guess that kind of makes sense. I was panicking thinking that was critical first.
Back off!
I guess, yeah, technically, Hinoka is Forest's art now. Okay, let's just move you out of the way for now. And let's just, knock you all down.
No surrender.
Because, ironically, Xander actually needs experience here. It's probably because his lack of speed is making him not really double much, and when you don't double much, you generally don't get as many kills. As Leo can attest to. Alright, you can give that to your waifu. And you can heal your...
Why, thank you.
son. Yeah. Couldn't really come up with anything there. So yeah, apart from the incredibly unfortunate critical, this upper area did not go that badly. So, all in all, I'd say this new strategy is hopefully a success, though I really don't want to speak too soon because, bad things could still happen.
You can do this.
Though one of said bad things is...
That was close.
Xander not being able to two-shot this guy. Admittedly, they do have a lot of defense, but really a lot of defense. And the only way I can do this is to go, oh, hi, look at me, look at... Whoa, actually, using a Tiger Spirit. Elise is actually... Yeah. You know, let's just keep Xander here for a little while.
We have got this.
No matter what happens, that guy's gonna die, so... Elise needs a little bit of healing, so you go and heal your aunt. Oh yeah, that candy cane stuff reminds me. I saw a really good fan art of someone using the candy cane staff against Asagi, and him being completely distracted by it. Yes, that definitely seems like a tactic that could work quite well.
Check out my skills!
Check out Azura's skills, hopefully.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I just want to say, I mean, no offense to this person who asked this, but I had someone ask recently, why haven't you given Azura aptitude? And... yeah.
Your battle is over.
See, no first gen can legitimately have aptitude who isn't Mozu without hacking. So, I just do not approve of giving Azura aptitude at all. Like, buying aptitude for second gens I think is kind of fine, because any of the second gens can have that if Mozu is their mother, so it is still technically legal. I personally am not a big fan of, oh, I'm gonna have to leave Azura behind again, aren't I? I mean, I personally am not a big fan of having skills from Corrin's unique classes on people who aren't Corrin's child, because that really just, it devalues the people who in that playthrough actually are Corrin's children. I mean, it should be something unique and special. They're the only ones who can get Dragonfang, or Norian Trust, or Hoshian Unity. But if you can just buy that for anyone. But with Aptitude, I kind of think it's fine, because you can really get that on any of the second gens. But Aptitude on first gens, completely impossible without hacking. So, yeah, really annoys me when anyone does that. And again, I mean no offense to the person who suggested that, but it's just... Anyway, now comes the annoying process of we're going to have to wait for that tram. And I have a suspicion the boss room is going to start moving as well. Hopefully, yeah, because there's opening doors there. Hopefully it's not going to be that big a deal. The boss does have an S-ranked weapon though, so going to need to tank quite carefully, but I can tank quite well, seeing as none of the enemies there are magical, so all I need to do is just shove Xander in there, really. Meanwhile, Azura can finally catch her tram here. Everyone else will prepare to catch the next one. Yeah, this is not exactly the quickest way to do this chapter, but I don't care about speed most of the time. In fact, I can just skip that. Perfect. And Azura has to wait quite a while to get back where she needs to be, but in the meantime... Okay, yeah, probably a good idea for you to go down there, except there are a couple of mages right there. There's also you, who I really, really don't like. Let's put Takumi there so he can potentially just... Whoop, nope, don't do that. Where he can potentially Takumi the flyer's face off the moment they try anything funny. And hey, I can actually fit Fuga. I technically could fit Azura too if I paired her up with Fuga, but yeah. Oh wait, you're... All the way back there. Look at the map on the bottom screen there, like all the units move before the terrain does. Okay, Azura can get here, but she can't quite make the tram, so she has to wait for the stop for the next one. Don't you hate it when that happens? Okay, now I actually need to start paying attention again. Okay, bow. Can you even... Yes, you can. These things are all mages, so if I just rush out and whack them as quickly as possible. 17 damage, though, is a little bit dangerous. How much is that? Ew, that's kind of scary. Okay, if you can only reach with a Tiger Spirit, though. And, yeah, who knows what terrifying reinforcements will spawn on this side of the map.
Here to help.
And you're doing a lot more damage to Hinoka than I thought you'd be doing. Please miss. Thank you, because you might have put her in silver club kill range if you had hit.
Good.
Yeah, good in gratuitous English is what Kyria says when she initiates sessions sometimes. I'd appreciate a little bit more speed maybe, but that was okay. Like I said, I'm going to go into Takumi your face off if you try anything funny. Now, this hallway looks pretty cool, though.
That was easy.
Yes, it was, but hopefully, surviving next turn will not be hard. Sorry, I just thought of the, I think it was the regular, Dawn of War, one of the expansions, but, Imperial Guard, whenever they capture a resource point, they always go, capturing it was easy, holding it will be hard. Because, because they have so much confidence in themselves.
Stay alert. Ready
Okay,
for this?
thank you for doing that. Man, you're only in 2 of them.
Next.
Well, considering that next is another one of the rabbit spirit ones who are kind of dangerous. Okay, how many... Okay, Tigers... Yeah, Xander with his pathetic resistance could actually be in danger if he... As much as I'd like to go here and weaken that guy, that'd also result in Xander taking considerably more damage as well, because he's now non-weakened, so he doesn't get the benefit of chivalry. It's times like these where I could kind of use a, 8 and, your magic's actually not as bad as it usually is. 8 and 18 makes 26, which does nothing to Hinoka, so yeah, that's fine. But if Hinoka gets hit by that, and the Silver Club in the same turn, that's going to kind of end badly. If anything, I accept... That's going to do a lot to Xander. Okay, let me try something, actually. I am going to put Siegbert there, because he has marginally better magic. I don't want him to get Silver Club, though, but... I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to have you... Nah, this situation does not call for physic. I am definitely saving that.
Good thing you were here.
No aunt/uncle support, so can't do that. And this is going to get stalled, so Azura will have to wait even longer for her tram. I don't know why she was... Oh, yeah, that's because she was just getting off. Oh, wow, that's a much lower hit rate than I thought it would have, although that's probably going to hit anyway. Oh, there we go, missed. That's fine. Again, if you're having that low of a hit rate with Weapon Triangle advantage, and then there's that, which, well, we had a guard gauge anyway. Then there's this, which I was legitimately worried about. If the first one had hit, I reckon more of them would have gone for heal.
How naive.
Once again, enemy attacking us with Tiger and Bunny, which I pointed out the last time it happened. What? Okay, I'm not complaining about this, but what is up with these enemies and really low hit rates? Even though this could actually end really, really badly if he gets unlucky. Although, he's going to get a guard gauge here, so even if he crits and destroys this guy,
Allow me.
which he did, the other one won't kill him, even if the
I'm
guy had
stronger
hit.
than
Okay,
I
that's
look.
fine. I was worried for a moment, but the guard gauge saved him there.
Let's do this. You owe me one.
Yeah, overall being in guard stance is usually better than being in attack stance later on in the game,
Good.
but I still like how they do make it have drawbacks by negating dual strikes, so with your own dual strikes, so you have a bit less offense in this form. Usually. Now, are there going to be some scary reinforcements? Not yet, but I wouldn't put it past them. Okay, you are using a Naginata, so that means... So you have a Silver Club. So I kind of want to use Elise to take this guy out from a distance, but... Wait a minute, does she do enough? No, she's just short. Okay, so I can't do that. And I was about to say this is where having a magical husband or pays off, but in this case, actually, no, it doesn't. But in this case, having a magical waifu does pair off. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It does pay off.
Nothing but cinders.
That's a weird thing to say when you're using a magical
Failure is no option.
plant tome. And I believe that is the first time I've ever heard Leo get a critical for it. Because his skill is not that high, and he doesn't use high crit rate weapons that often. And it's kind of ironic that he's echoing totally not Garen's lines there. Do I go for a tiny bit of damage there? You know what? I actually feel like this is probably the best. I guess Shiro... Not Shiro. I guess Fuga is
Any last words?
in some cases kind of an honorary uncle to Shiro.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Wait a minute, what's the difference between... I didn't... Yeah, I realized the difference between swap and switch for a second there. Okay, there are a lot of these guys here. And... it's over-leveled. That's annoying. Because I really don't want to have to do this with... That's not bad. That is really not bad. Though, I would like for Xander to... How does Xander fare against that guy? Oh, he one-shots them. That's actually really good.
Let's do this together.
Unless it's misses.
For the glory of North!
Second time you've said that. Now, it'd be funny if, like, there was a sadistic ROM hack version of this where Sumeragi got a buff every time someone said that. But, yeah, let's just not even think about that. Well, Elisa's pretty good at taking these guys out, at least. And we've got 2 more people to go here. Yeah, definitely going to block you off. Should probably give him a Silver Lance or something, like a better might weapon to make use of his. I really wanted to use Water Wheel though, but it's not gonna... I think I'm gonna need an arm scroll to get to do that. That was good though. Within 2 spaces. Yeah, that is an insane skill. Aha! Forest doubles these guys. And as much as I would like for him to smash, but he doesn't double that one. Well, he does with one thing. But, yeah. Protect your Aunt Elise!
Stay strong.
Good fight.
Yes, the best fight for a, so I'll say Valkyrie, strategist in this case, for a strategist, is one where you don't get hit at all. Now, I know there are going to be reinforcements coming soon. Maybe? No. Meanwhile, trams. No reinforcements yet. Okay, who gets that guy? I would like for Shiro to do it, but don't know. Oh, right, now you're getting completely destroyed because of, 16 times 2 isn't quite enough, but that does have a better critical chance. Is there any way I can make you do slightly more damage? I forgot about this, actually. Is anyone here damaged? Well, Takumi is. This is actually not a bad idea, and now I'm doing that!
I'll back you up.
Which was a completely moot point anyway, because he critical, but... oh well, it seemed smart at the time.
No match for me. Game time.
Yes, soon it is game time, because, yeah... soon... Who wants to... I guess these two will hit this last one. Guess it would be kind of cool for a Hoshiden, a Norian, and a Valite to do all three of them. I'm going to keep you back here, just in case something happens. Hello there! Okay, so, yeah. Ninjas. Only 2 ninjas at once, though, is, still, better than, like, 5 ninjas at once. And now, Siggy is the one who needs more experience. But you are one who needs more death, because all enemies in this game need more death.
Pathetic.
Well, they are all pretty much pathetic against magic. No speed, that's... I mean, it wouldn't really do much to help, but... I suppose I can try this. He's not really threatened by a potential critical, so yeah.
Any regrets?
Because he was the one who got one! Nice critical animation, though.
I expected more.
Let's... Yeah, I think everyone is at least level 13 now. Well, except Azura, but her level kind of operates on different principles to everyone else. Yeah, that's not good. And this is probably equally not good, but I can try. And, well, you're not quite up to the level of your father, but being able to use your father's weapon, but you're almost there. By almost there, I mean he is in no way in hell gonna get there by the end of the game, because weapon ranks take forever to rise here.
That was a good warm-up.
Actually, speaking of... Just thinking who should tank this... Well, Xander's defense is crazy, so... He should probably be the one to do it. So you don't have any 1 to 2 range weapons. It's kind of funny, like, I did read about something called a true Ganglari, but, I wasn't quite sure what exactly to expect from... Wait a minute, I just realized something. If this thing goes down immediately, he might get attacked by things. And Sumeragi moves. And the person that I want to beat Sumeragi with is on the other side of the map. So let's just wait for now. And let's just skip the enemy phase. So, like I said... And I need to swap around pair-up partners here. Alternatively, I could leave him in Noble Cause, but I feel like I don't want to interfere with the honor of the duel. Why honor of the duel? Well, you'll see.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm positive that Rorma will have a special conversation with him, but there is really only one person that I want to fight Sumeragi with. Actually Fuga, but I don't think they're going to give Fuga a conversation. I just don't really feel like they'd actually go that far, unfortunately. But anyway, let the final shackle be released! Oh, and you went up immediately, okay. So they expected you to clear the top one last, maybe? This is kind of ironic if, I guess Kamui's forced, but if none of the Hoshiden siblings are actually, deployed for this map. But meet your father in battle, he says. Oh, hello there. I thought there'd be reinforcements. And now these turns are going to get even longer. Okay, so you go directly between up and down. You don't go in the middle anymore. Hi, Sumeragi. Hi there with your big attack range. Right. With Xander's absurd defense, I kind of just want to have him smash some things here. And if he goes in here, I think this area is locked in, which would be pretty cool. But anyway, meet your father in battle? I'd really like a certain someone to meet...
You're right where I want you.
To meet his grandfather in battle. I really feel like Shiro would want nothing better than to do this. It just feels right for me to use Shiro for this fight. Now let's hope that Sumeragi doesn't, because his luck is terrible. I really hope Sumeragi doesn't end up getting critical by Garen, although that would be... Garen? Well, technically he did get critical by Garen, most likely, with a weapon trial disadvantage and all that, but no, by Xander, and Xander is horribly offended that I just called him Garen. That was really stupid, and I promise never to ever do that again. Can I... Nope. That's unfortunate. Don't know if there's any way I can actually... yeah, probably not. I wanted to get Azura over there, just so I could get Shiro in there to fight his grandfather. Maybe set up Sakura's buff aura. And okay, there are going to be reinforcements coming. Is this a defeat? But yes, it is a defeat boss, so I don't actually need to deal with his little minions, but,
I will fight as well. I won't allow it.
Yeah, I am really hoping Xander
I believe in you.
doesn't destroy Sumeragi with a critical, because that would be not good. Because I really want Shiro to be the one to do it. And Xander is doing everything that I'd hoped he'd do at this point, which is draw the fire of these guys, weaken all of them, so I can hopefully take them out in one fell sweep, as Ryan would say, next turn. Okay, and you are doing absolutely nothing. This is pretty cool. But yeah, about the true gang... You know what? Now might be a good enough time. I just realized something else. Okay, so Meraki can't even get to Xander.
I can help.
I should probably now discuss my theories as to who I thought the Invisible Swordsman was. My original suspicion? Oh boy. My original... And he didn't move. Okay. That's kind of worrying, actually. My original suspicion for the Invisible Swordsman's identity was Takumi. Weirdly enough, I was completely right about Takumi being brainwashed by the game's real villain on at least one route, but I was wrong about him being the Invisible Swordsman. He wasn't. So that was kind of interesting. I kind of realized that when I looked back on the scene and was like, wait a minute, looking at it, Takumi is actually in that cutscene. So there's no way he can be the Invisible Swordsman. Wow, look at that difference in damage. Xander is just such a massive tank. So yeah, that went out. Of course, there's the fact the Invisible Swordsman appears later 3 times now. Appears later on the Birthright route and actually shows his face directly in front of Takumi. So, again, clearly the Invisible Swordsman was not Takumi. But he was my initial suspect. Like I said, I hilariously turned out to be totally right about Takumi being, because I always thought, like, you know, the idea of being brainwashed into killing your own mother is just... It's a really, really disturbing thought, and it's something that I wouldn't put past this game. But, yeah, turned out, no. And other than that, I was also, by the fact that the Invisible Swordsman had a crown icon, that was the other thing that got me suspicious. So I was wondering who it could be, and, well, turns out second guess was Sumeragi, and it was indeed correct. Wasn't helped by somebody in the comments, though, did unwittingly kinda spoil me, though. Because... just wondering if I should try and take out... Because it would be a tragedy if he actually destroyed Sakura. That's actually not enough. Because originally I thought... I've lost my train of thought here. Oh, let's get you in here. As long as I take out the archers, which Xander already did up there, and I'm about to do down here, this should be kind of fine.
Thank you.
So yeah, well, oh yeah, that was it. About someone in the comments unwittingly spoiling me. There were people discussing the Invisible Swordsman's identity, and like someone tried to censor it out for me by just posting a bit of a name that just had a few letters in it, and someone else in the comments just happened to say, you gave away that it starts with S.
You and I will survive.
And with that, it became pretty obvious it was Sumeragi. So yeah, that was a kind of another case of... You have to be really careful when you leave comments on blind playthroughs, because very often, even if you're trying not to spoil something, you might often end up spoiling it by accident, just by giving away a bit too much. It's often really tempting to try and hint at things, and while still trying to be subtle at the same time, but often most people's attempts to be subtle tend to backfire, especially if they already know about the plot twist in advance, so just be very careful when you do that. Is that like a big tunnel made out of stairs? 'Cause it looks like the walls and roof of that area are also stairs, which is kind of funny. But... So anyway, just kind of be careful, but...
We can handle this.
But in all honesty, Sumeragi was kind of the only other person with a royal icon it could have been.
Pay attention.
Because, well... there was no way that it was a red or anything like that. Well, at the time I didn't even know a red existed, so... Uh-oh. Well, actually, wait, they can only attack Azura with 7 damage even with a guard Naginata. That's actually pretty impressive. Let's hope he's ready for his fight with Sumeragi. How strong are you guys? You're not even that... well, you're not even actually that strong, all things considered. Yeah, I would really appreciate a critical here. Nope. No, you've got, Hoshiden Fortify Stars, is what I'm going to call those.
You mustn't die.
Okay, Aboro, if you don't crit... not Aboro, you've got Aboro Spear. I am mistaking everyone's names today. Okay, that's good, because if she had killed that guy, she might have had a pretty good shot of dying. Oh, going for Xander, are you? I am really not wanting Xander to critical here. I kind of wish I could heal Sumeragi as well, because I don't want the duel with... I wanted him to have a nice, honourable one-on-one duel with his grandson. But anyway, I was once a Hoshijin king. You said for the glory of North 3 times, you must pay!
No surrender.
Xander, don't critical him, please. Oh, you did, didn't you?
Be gone, wretch.
Well, in some ways that was kind of poetic justice, but, I'm so sorry, Shiro. What I feared turned out to be exactly what happened. Wow, 30 turns. But at least, that was an epic enough victory, though, in all honesty.
You've grown so strong.
And now it's time for yet another heartfelt farewell.
How could this be?
Move!
He's kind of already dead. That's not going to work.
Oh.
Because he's already dead. Yeah, only the Bifrost staff would work now, and since it's been a very long time since he was killed, that's not going to work, since it only revives the person who died last. Hence why I wanted to fight you with Shiro. Oh well. And I suppose in some way, you know, it's a bit ironic that he's saying this when it was the Norian royal who defeated him, but in some ways, maybe it makes sense. Maybe Sumeragi is actually proud of the fact that he was defeated by a Norian ally they'd gathered, and proud of the fact that they were able to make peace with their enemy. Maybe. And unlike with Mikoto, this guy actually is their father.
Father.
And yes, Kamui's second father.
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess it makes sense. At least it makes more sense him blaming himself for it than Kaze blaming himself for it, who was like a little kid at the time. Could have been very different, but
No.
I don't think Kamui really regrets... Well, he probably does, but... Yeah, just like his mother did as well.
Yes.
Yes, and, well, she's in a better place now.
I see.
And, yeah, you ended up coming back as a zombie to kill her. That's pretty disturbing, actually. And complete parallel to Kamui and Azura. Except this time they weren't cousins. Yeah. See, here's what I'm really wondering about. Exactly how did things transpire with Mikoto? Yeah, we'll find out, I guess, in Hidden Truths. And so, okay, that's why people were telling me to not get Kamui and Hinoka's B, because Kamui and Hinoka's B support actually mentions this detail right there, except with all the Vala parts, obviously. And your grandchildren. Actually, I guess, yeah, all the Norian children are his grandchildren too.
Ah! Gods, no.
Yet another soul's finally at peace, and abrupt end to the chapter. So, yeah, that was... Again, that chapter's not bad once you approach it the right way. It's still a pretty big difficulty spike compared to what's been happening so far, but I actually found it quite fun when done the right way. Yeah, the 3% critical on Kamui notwithstanding. But anyway, next time we will head deeper into Vala, and I have a very good idea of who we're going to fight next time, and it's been long overdue. See you then.